Well, I'm round here to get the onions up. Today is the 1st of August and it's forecast some absolute torrential rain overnight, or later on today and overnight. And looking at the forecast for the rest of the week and weekend and so on, it's looking like it's going to be raining every day. And I don't want to leave them in and sort of keep pouring it off, because next thing that I know will happen, they'll start going rotten or something. Something will happen, you can guarantee it. So let's get these onions up. Well, I've got the netting off and I have pulled one or two up. As you can see, they're not going to get any bigger. They're very, very wet already as it is. So all this is going to happen, I think, is they're going to go rotten. So I'm going to get them up. I've decided I can lay them out in the greenhouse, in the shed, anywhere like that. I can get and lay them out, let them dry, and we shall have a feed of onions, that's for sure. These are Centurion in here. I've got another bed over there that's got some, I think it's Rumba. So I'll get these up and I'll bring you back and show you what I've got in the way of onion harvest for this year. Right, I've got all the onions up, and we'll show you everything with what's what. There's a few that are rotten. Let me just put you down. I'd got 180 onions that had gone in. There were 11 that had gone rotten, and they were things like this, just all rotten in there, no roots, that's all rotten inside. So we'll get rid of them. I've got, these are some of the smaller ones. These are some of the Centurion and some of the Rumba. Like I say, a bit smaller. And then the red, they're Red Baron, and I've done similar thing. I've got them up because I will use these, and there's no doubt about that. It is nice to grow onions the size of a football, even if it's just to say I can do it, because I've done it in the past and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have a go next year. I don't consider it to be very practical, to be honest, because you've got an onion that's something like this, and you can use some of it. I suppose you could chop the rest and freeze it, but it's not very practical, not compared to when you've got some of these, as in, I will show you them all, something like that. That's a little bit more practical, but let me spin you round and I'll show you what I've got. So you've seen them in the buckets. All those there, they are Centurion, and all very nice size. Very pleased with them. There's nice size into them all, not bad at all. And then here, down here, these are Rumba. Now I grew these because I thought these would be a bit smaller, but some of them are a really good size. So I'm quite pleased with them. And then just there is the only 3 reasonable sized Red Baron red onion. But no, looking along the line, looking along what I've got, I'm very pleased with these. And as I've said, you know, I've had to do these from sets. Let me put you down there. I've had to do these from onion sets because the seed, I don't know what had happened this year, but it all germinated, all coming along nicely, got to about 3 or 4 inches tall, and then it was like as if it was frozen. and I potted them on, put them into separate cell trays, separate pots, but they just didn't seem to do anything, and they just literally stayed at that little stumpy size. So it was a case of getting and ordering some sets, otherwise I was going to be without any onions. So that's why I've got what I've got here, and I'm very pleased with them, they're all the same. So we'll get these home and get them dried out. And here we are back home in the greenhouse, all put in this racking. It's a little mini greenhouse frame with the cover taken off. As you can see, I've got some of the smaller ones in there, and then what's left is in that bucket as well, where everything else has been put in the racking. And also what I've done, as you can probably see, I've cut some of the tops down so that they'll stay in here now and be left to dry out. It's raining out at the moment. It's turning out not very nice weather, full stop. But these will stay in here until they're fully dried, and then they'll be bagged and in the house. Right, I've got a little something a bit different, I think. This is one of the beds that I had the onions in, and I thought I'll show you what I do with these now to get this ready for, in this case, putting some winter cabbage and some cauliflower in. I don't have a delivery of manure. There's great debate on our site here with regards to pros and cons of manure. The general consensus of opinion is if it's well rotted, yes, it's worth having. We can't get horse manure, or at least not very easily, so that's out the question really. The reason I don't use manure is all as we can really get is fresh manure, and a cow's digestive system does not destroy any seeds within that, so they'll lie in the manure, and then you put them in, they're going to put the manure in, and there's all that potential then of more weeds and so on. So I go about it a different way. As you can see with this bed, it's very weedy, it's got a lot of weeds in it, and I shall dig this over and then show you the process of how I freshen my beds up. Right, all been dug over. Next thing, spent compost. Break this up. I'm gonna break it up some more in a minute, but I just want to spent compost from, it'll probably be from growing tomatoes last year. But I just want to break this up a little before I hit it with this. This is my cultivating hoe. Brilliant piece of kit. It's from Wolf. And as you can see, it just cultivates the ground, and anything that you put in gets worked in as well. Fantastic, wouldn't be without this. And the soil's very good in this bed anyway. There's a lot of worms in it, which I always consider to be a very good sign of how good the soil is. Right, I think that will do me. So, next job, pelletised chicken muck, and just work that in, put plenty on. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to work some grow more in. I would use fish blood and bone, like I say, pelletised chicken muck. I'd very easily mix any of them really. And then again, just gently work it in. You don't need to go mad. You just basically want to get it worked into the top couple of inches of soil for now, because I'm not planting anything in this straight away. It's going to be a couple of weeks. Today is the 4th of August. I got the onions out on the 1st. I think that's it. And that's it. Now, if this was going to be put to bed for winter, it would now be covered in weed suppressant fabric and left. And then maybe 3-4 weeks before I want to use it, what I've just done I would do again. But I just thought I'd show you what I do. As I say, this, I've left the hoops because I'm going to have to net the cabbages, because we've still got the whitewood fly about. But yeah, that's basically what I do. I know a lot of people would work manure in, but that's my approach to freshening up any of my beds ready for replanting. Beans doing really well. Again, I can see some more up there ready to harvest, and here, and as we can see, flowers coming. I have been harvesting because voila, there we go, yet more beans. That's probably about the 5th or 6th harvest. Just thought I'd show you them. But yeah, doing really well this year, as is also, by the way, the sweet corn over there. I think there's 27 cobs there's 27 cobs and I've got 12 plants, so I'm very pleased with that. Well, that's it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching. It is very much appreciated. As you've seen with regards to the onions, got them all stacked away in that shelving. It's just like a open wire mesh, perfect for the onions, and it just drops straight through. I've cut the tops off as much to make it easier for me to thread them through as much as anything really. So they're, like I say, they'll stay in there now till the tops have really started to dry out. Then they'll get tidied up and bagged, and as you've seen out on the plot with regards to preparing that bed ready for some cauliflower and some cabbage to go in a few weeks time. That's all done. That's my standard stock sort of preparation. So and a little bit of a bonus there with that harvest. That's only 4 days after I'd been round there, because I made a harvest of beans when I had got the onions up. So that's what you saw in that bucket, was just like 4 days growth, I think would probably be the best way to put it. So as I say, thank you all very much for watching. Be good, look after yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra a bit.